let's go ahead and take this out of the bubble wrap and show you guys what I got. Hey guys, what's good? So today's video, I want to unbox my dream instant film camera. It just came in the mail today. If you've been following this channel for a minute already, you probably know which camera this is. If not, stick around and see what it is. Just to give you guys a heads up, the guy did say that there is some film in this camera. I'm not sure if there's any batteries. I do have batteries on the side. I don't know. I think it might be compatible. If not, I'm going to wait the next day and take a couple test shots with it. But let's go ahead and unbox this. So I was in a bidding war with someone, and I got it for what they were selling it for in the marketplace. A month before, there was one listing that I should have taken advantage of. This person got it for a really low price, and I was just bummed out that I didn't win it. And then I saw this online, and I was like, I gotta have it, because when is the next time this is gonna pop up in the marketplace, especially in the US? And in the marketplace, it's mainly in Japan, and they sell it for a hefty price. And you already know what happened with what's going on with the tariffs. So anything that's imported from Japan, South Korea, you are charged up to 25%. That thing is in effect next month, August. So that's just a bummer. But I'm just happy that I got to bid on this, because I think it's going to be worth it for the work that I do. Since I shoot a lot of portraits, and there's a feature that I've been wanting to have that would get me the photos that I need. So here it is. Here it is. Can you guys guess what this is? It's got a blue strap right here. So let's go ahead and unwrap this. So give me a few seconds to get this out. And there it is. There it is. So I got this for a pretty hefty price. The bid ended at $500, and with all the taxes added up, it went up to $568, which is pretty steep. But I do want to say, well, I'm going to mention it later. So let's go ahead and take this out of the bubble wrap and show you guys what I got. The Instax Wide 500 AF. The 500 AF. Ooh, I thought this was a little bit bigger than what it is. But this is actually a decent size. It's almost comparable to the Instax Wide 400. Let's go ahead and take this box away and inspect it. So it is pretty clean. The seller said they got this from Japan, or might have purchased it from Japan, and it looks pretty decent, pretty clean. I could see some scuff marks right here on the lens, but it isn't that bad. Everything looks so clean. But let's go ahead and check to see if there's any batteries in here. Nope. So these are the batteries that I have. These are the CR2. Okay, so this one takes CR2123A. So I don't have it, so I'm going to test it out tomorrow. He did say that there's film inside, so I'm not going to open the film back, but here it is. So I'll continue with this video tomorrow, but let's just talk about these other instant film cameras that I have. which is the Instax Wide 400 and the Wide Evo that I got this year. So if you've seen all my other videos, there are, let's just start off with this Instax Wide 400. So Instax Wide 400, you can't control the flash. It'll just go off, you know, in dark spaces, in darker, when it's not lit up enough. So this will go off automatically. That's something that I wish I could control. The other thing about this camera is that you don't know if you're in focus or not. And when I'm taking portraits, it would come off soft. But a lot of the times, I do get it in focus, and I rely a lot on this little macro lens here. So I would attach it to the camera and shoot with infinity mode on, and I'm able to get my portrait shots. But sometimes it's still a guessing game. I'm pretty sure the same thing with the 500 AF. When you look through the viewfinder, you kind of have to like second guess to see if you actually have your subject in the middle, which is not an issue. I'd rather have my shots in focus rather having it soft or on focus. But yeah, this camera has its limitations. And the one thing that I said is like, how in the heck that in 2025 Fuji doesn't add an autofocus on this camera, I guess to keep the cost down. But you know, AF is a modern technology. It's something that's used on a lot of cameras. So why not add AF to this, which is questionable. I don't know. If Fuji can make another analog Instax wide camera, it should have autofocus. It helps people like me, helps people in general, people who are just hobbyists, people who just use Instax wide cameras for fun. Autofocus would help a lot, and it would sell a lot of units. My video went up there, and if Fuji, if you're watching this, let me try some of your cameras and do that, because people do watch my videos. But yeah, that's the one reason that I have to let this go, because of that feature. It doesn't have autofocus, and yeah, it's just a bummer to not have that. And the 400 is actually one of my favorite cameras to use, but without AF, it brings the downside to it. Now we have the Instax Wide Evo. I made some recent videos on this. It just, honestly speaking, like, this is a good camera. It's a fun camera. You know, Fuji came out with the half X. They're creating fun cameras for the general public, people who are not professionals. So this camera is good for anyone, actually. But for me, I just don't admire, I just don't like the digital look as much as shooting it fully analog. The digital photos that come out of this it's all right, I think. But for people who just shoot for fun, you might not notice it. But for me, who shoots a lot of Instax film, I notice it. Like, it's pixelated, it has digital noise, and it's just not for me. I'd rather shoot fully analog. So this camera, the Instax Wide 500, is going to replace both cameras. And the other thing that I want to say about the Instax Wide, it is also a digital camera, has a bunch of fun filters to use. But for me, I don't use those filters. It's honestly no use for me. The wide angle photos that come out of this makes this fun, especially if you're a portrait photographer, if you do fashion, anything really, like if you're shooting artists, shooting people. The wide angle lens, you can get really creative with it, which is probably a plus for this camera. If I can have that with, you know, an Instax wide camera with the other cameras, that wide lens, that would be great. But yeah, I just have to let it go. Yeah, I feel like it has no use for me at this point. But for me to shoot fully analog with autofocus, this camera is going to do it for me, and I can't wait to use this. I'm going to do a full test on this next month. I am running it back. I'm going back to New York. I'm going to be working with a lot of models, and I think I can put this camera to work and hopefully inspire others to look out for a camera like this. Again, the tariffs are being raised 25% on Japanese goods. If you buy something out of the country, you're gonna have to spend like over 600, 700 for the Instax wide. So I'm just happy that I have this camera with me. So I'm gonna do a quick test tomorrow. Hopefully this camera works. So let's stop this video for now, and I'll continue with the little test, and hopefully this camera actually does work. So, all right, so let's just pop these batteries in. We got one positive going up here, and then one going the opposite way. And then we're gonna push that in and turn it on. All right. It works. It has 7 shots left. LCD is looking fine. No faded letterings, numbers. And while I have it on the back here, you can lighten your pictures, you can darken your pictures, or you can set it in the middle. I'm gonna set it in the middle when I test this. You can control the flash. There you go. Instax Wide 400. Can't do that. Then you have the self timer and then the power button. Then when I half press this, you can see that it lights up. All right, so I did find some information about the AF indicator lamp, and I do want to demonstrate how that works. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that. So when I half press the shutter button, if it's blinking green, you can still take your shots, but it's still trying to focus. So you may not have the sharpest image. If you get the solid green light, let me try to get that. Okay. Oop, there you go. So if you have the solid green light, that means you're in focus. And you did see a few seconds ago that it turned red, which means you're not in focus. I'm trying to get that to happen, but it's not showing up even when I'm moving it. But at least it's telling me that I can take a decent shot with this camera, but I do gotta test it. And the other thing I do want to mention about the optical viewfinder, when you look through it, you're just framing your shot. At first, I thought when you look through it, you can see if you're in focus or not, just like the Sonar SX70. When you look through the viewfinder on that camera, you can see the lens moving back and forth, and you can see if your subject is in focus. And I thought I could get it with this camera, but you can't. So the AF lamp here is just the best way to know if you're in focus or not. I think for the future Instax camera, since I already have the Instax Wide 400 and we have this camera, I'm thinking to come up with the Instax Wide 550 or something like that, 450, to have features that this camera has. I think it's gonna sell a lot of units. Both professionals and hobbyists are gonna enjoy the hell out of this camera. If we have autofocus, if we just have a lamp like this to know if we're in focus or not, that would be great. Optical viewfinder, you know, the perfect world would be being able to see if we're in focus or not through there. And then having these other features like turning flash on and off. That would be the best. Anyways, let me go ahead and take a few shots with this camera and upload them on here and give you guys my thoughts. All right, so before I end this video, I just want to do a little quick recap on some of the images that I've taken with this camera. Just a quick test. So I'll pull some images here so you guys can see it clearly, full scans of it. Anyways, these 2 shots here that I've taken outside are sharp. As long as you got the indicator lamp here showing that you have it in focus, you're gonna get the sharpest images from this camera, and I am impressed by the results, even for just these 2. It's not the type of photography I do, but seeing the results Oof. But I did take a few shots of my dog here. So this one's in focus, this one's out of focus, and then this one is in focus. You know how dogs are. When you try to take pictures of them, they just look away for some reason. They don't like getting their photos taken. But anyways, I tried to do some portraits of my dog. So for the one that's out of focus, I tried to shoot this up close. I was really up close. The light was continuously blinking, so I was like, why the heck not? Let me just shoot this shot. And it pretty much came out of focus. The flash did go off. I'm not sure if my hat blocked it off or I don't know, but it did go off and this came out of the camera, um, which is quite disappointing. And then for this one came out sharp. So for this one, just like the Instax 400, the way I measure how I take portraits is by arm's length. So imagine this is where the camera is. So if I'm right here and I'm taking the shot, and this is where my Osmo 3 is filming me. This is where my subject is. And with arm's length, that's how I'm gonna take these type of shots. And I know a lot of the times they come out focus. So I did the same method there. Flash went off. But the real test for me is to just go out there and do that portrait test, because that's what I mainly shoot. And hopefully I find the sweet spot when it comes to taking headshots, half body shots. Environmental is gonna be okay, because as long as I know that I'm getting focused shots from far away, I'm gonna get good shots out of this camera. But the real test is just really trying to find my sweet spot when it comes to taking portraits. And that's what I'm excited about. And it's also part of the process of learning your new camera, right? Anyways, I'm gonna cut this video here. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know. If this is one of your dream instant cameras, let me know. And if you have a favorite, or if there's something that you want Fuji to do with their next instant camera, let them know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.